Other. But notice my screen is all canceled out. There's a reason for that, my friend, because it is Happy New Year. Welcome to the Small Scale Life podcast and the Small Scale Life YouTube channel. I am your host, Tom, and we are certainly glad to be kicking off 2025 in style. Look at that. You can see my shade. The future's so bright, I got to wear shades, and I'm wearing my Farmer Tom hat. I am Tom. Welcome to the show. And I have him here on my side, my co-pilot, my trusty friend, brother from another mother. All roads lead to Oxford, and he's from Dousman, Wisconsin. Who are you, brother?
Adam with Modern Frontier Farms, and I'll tell you, you are looking pretty slick in those sunglasses. I love the hat. I kind of feel like I should be wearing my hat, but I got my typical ball cap on here.
I know you got the MFer on. You're doing good, brother. The Modern
Happy
Frontier hat.
Absolutely.
The MFer. Yes. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. We are kicking off 2025 right. We are talking about wins and losses and lessons learned and all the other good things. We're going to get into that in just a second. But to start this off, Pinky's up. He's going for it already with a nice little water bottle. Is that an MFer water bottle too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got it on there too. Etched? Is that etched or is that a...
It's etched in there. My beautiful wife gave it to me for my birthday. And
beautiful.
I love this thing. It's an Arctic, drinking straight tap water. Well, actually, tap water,
water,
salt in it. Go ahead.
What's your solution? Like tablespoon or teaspoon or something, or what?
It's a pinch. It's just a pinch of salt, just to give it some other flavor besides just water. This month is World Carnivore Month.
Ooh.
So I am doing the carnivore challenge, eating nothing but really good meats for the entire month. So skipping out all the carbs, all the vegetables and everything. I did it last year, and I felt great. Lost a lot of weight right off the bat. My joints didn't hurt. I just felt really good. Towards the end there, I was craving salad, which is something I rarely do.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But nonetheless, it is something that I really it's a good challenge, and I do feel healthy. Once again, I'm not saying everyone needs to do it, but hey, the diet that gets you healthy may not be the diet that keeps you healthy. So just remember that. So
right. I mean, I think the big thing is to getting to that point and using the techniques and whatever, different methods to get there, and then maintaining it. And then it just becomes part of your life. I mean, what I found, because I lost over 25 pounds doing the Whole30 back-to-back last year, when you stop and then you kind of slide back into what you're doing, then your body does weird things and says, okay, here you go. Here's all that weight back again. Thank you very much for trying. So you got to make changes to your life, and just, that's the way you're going to live now. So yeah. And Whole30 is not, it's a challenge. It's a reset. It's not a diet. In carnivore, I mean, long-term, probably not a lifestyle either. Right. It's balance.
Right. So when it comes to these diets, because that's one of the things that people are going to be doing right now is, right? Yes. Everyone's like, I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to work out, and you got to get mentally in your head a little bit and go, hey, you know what? I want to do better in my life, and little wins. That's what it comes down to, is just keep going for these little wins. And before long, great things happen.
Right. So. And as you're doing this, you're going to plateau. You're going to lose a few pounds, and then your body's going to go and stick right here for a while. And don't get frustrated. It's everything is resetting and getting it sorted out, and you'll be there for a little bit. You might even go up a little bit, and then you'll start to drop again. So a lot of diets hit that point, and people just throw up their hands and they're like, oh, I haven't lost any weight. It's probably better to stay off the scale and not even think about it and just keep going. So stay off. I mean, that's the thing about Whole30 is for 30 days, you're off the scale. You don't even touch the thing. You don't look at it. You put it away. And then at the end, you're like, whoa, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's so many tricks and tips. And some people say, go on the scale every day. Some people say go on to scale once a month or once every other month, and to be honest with you, just keep trying to eat healthy and keep trying. I should probably lose a couple pounds. I'm in my 40s now, and I gotta watch myself. I gotta be there for my family, and be able to do the things I need to do. When it comes to working on the farm and taking care of my kids. I got young kids yet.
Yep. No, I know. I hit the hit that 50 barrier a couple of years ago, and it was just my birthday. So I am keep going around the sun. So I've got to, focus on the next steps and how am I going to be here for the next 20, 30 years. So I've got to make sure that keep moving and get rid of some of this so I can be there. So yeah, good stuff. I wish you luck in the carnivore. We'll be checking in on that. I'm definitely, one of my things we're going to be talking about is clean eating, and that's something that we're really going to be focusing on this year. Yeah, we'll be getting there. So to start the show,
one more thing real quick.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't say happy birthday to you, so I apologize. Happy birthday, old man. You look good for your 60s.
Oh, hey, no. I didn't break that barrier yet. Holy cats, that's a whole new barrier. Oof. Well, if we're doing the show, we'll be doing a live for that one because that's a big milestone. Good grief. One more thing I was going to say about the weighing yourself thing every day. So when we were down in Texas, the ladies were talking about how weight is just bouncing up and down, especially for ladies, where one day they're up like 10 pounds with water and then the next week they're down, and it's just a crazy thing. So if you're weighing yourself every day, you're really setting yourself up for frustration. So stay away from the scale, focus on what you're doing. You'll be surprised over time. Pay attention to the way the clothes are fitting. That's a better indication. You can even take measurements before you start or photos and just see where you go after 30 days or so, and evaluate that way. But stay off the scale. It's just going to drive you nuts, because I know I've done this many times and it just drives you freaking nuts. So voice of experience there. So thank you. Yes. I am another year around the sun. My future's so bright. Got to wear shades. So I've been doing a little something, gearing up for other things. And so I've been playing with something, Mr. Adam. What have I been playing with?
I want to know.
Yeah, I got some examples right here. So if you've been on the Small Scale Life YouTube or Instagram, you've seen that I've got these little babies, and they actually smell really good. I mean, I would eat one if they didn't have birdseed in it, but these are homemade suet bars. Okay. And I've been testing it in my backyard because that's where all the animals go. I have tons of birds coming in. I have some cool stuff. A male and female pileated woodpecker, northern flicker, red-breasted woodpeckers, all kinds of stuff back there. And been testing out these suet bars. And I have the regular and I have spicy. Okay. The squirrels, I have 12 hangry squirrels, 12 in my yard. And they eat everything in sight. So I was testing out the regular versus the spicy. Regular versus spicy. So what's your guess? What did better? Put both out in two different feeders. What did better?
Okay, so
what got eaten first? That's the question.
Birds can't taste capsaicin.
Right.
Which is
Correct.
The spiciness.
Yes.
So I'm going to guess that the one without the pepper got eaten first because the squirrels got to it.
That's an interesting choice. And a lot of people picked that because I was running a poll. I had the YouTube video out there and it was on Instagram and people were saying that. They all believe that. So we're going to watch a quick video. It's only a minute. It is not public yet. So this is the results of 3 days of it out in my feeder. So let's watch. Let's see. Let's put it up, shall we? Here we go. So this is a yet to be released video. And this will reveal. This is the big reveal. What won? Here we go. Well, hey, everybody. It is the Sundown Showdown here at the landing in western Wisconsin. So here to check day 3, our experiment. So this is my main suet feeder, where it's one of 2. And it's got 3 portals. And as you can see, there is nada in there. So this was the bird-friendly spicy suet, and let's go check the other one. So completely gone up here on the hill. Totally gone in that one. See, it's the sundown. Spicy stuff. And this one is also, oh, look at that. Some left. So the spicy feeder. Huh. Shocking, shocking. There we go. Time to fill them both up and try it again. So I was really surprised by the results, because I was like you. I was like, oh, for sure the squirrels were going to destroy all of that without the capsaicin in it. And I was surprised it left some left. I mean, and it really isn't fair, because the birds were hammering on that too. So I was just really surprised that there were some left. That caught me by surprise. So I loaded everything back up, and they're out there. We'll check it tomorrow and see how they're doing. But yeah, there you go. So the capsaicin, the spicy one, went fast. So both went really fast. 3 days. I mean, they're about 1.25 inch plug by 4 inches long, and they just get eaten really fast. So
now, did you switch locations of the spicy?
No, I didn't. I should do that just to get an equal test. Yeah. That'll be round 3. I'll do that in like 3 days. So yeah, good call. I like that. So not scientific, but it's been a blast. You know, I like cooking and making something that my little friends like. There you go. So that has been what's happening in my kitchen. And it's been a lot of fun, actually, to test these different recipes out. And I gave some to some friends to test them in their feeders, and we'll see what happens. So hopefully cool. I'll get some good responses back from folks. So yeah, moving forward with the connecting to nature element of small scale life.
Well, that's always a good thing, to sit there and connect with nature, and you know, be part of nature and see how can you interact, and how you interact with nature, because whether you like it or not, we are reacting and connecting with nature in one way or another.
Absolutely.
Is it a good story? Is it a bad story? Is it a good connection? Is it a bad connection? That's your choice. That's one of the cool things about this life. We get that choice.
Exactly. It's been really interesting. It's been so cold up here in Wisconsin. I'm sure it's been cold down by you. You know, I've got the cold plunge tank outside, and I've had squirrels, deer, cats, birds. Everybody is visiting that cold plunge tank because it is actually water. And you know, I didn't want anybody to fall in there, because it does have, you know, because my nice slim body, when I get in there, it displaced all the water out. So we actually added a heated bird bath for the birds, and give them some water too. So it's been interesting watching all the creatures come in for water as well. So everybody needs water this time of year, and it looks like they've been eating frost and snow. So having that water source has been key too. So, you know, and it looks more like a glorified dog dish. This one, it's not a pretty one, but it's functional. It hasn't frozen up. So that's been pretty cool too.
Glorified dog dish. Perfect.
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. So what's happening over at Modern Frontier Farms?
Right now we're just kind of maintaining. We still have a few of those gift boxes that I was selling left. So we're going to be trying to figure out good uses for those. So if someone's still interested in them, they're still available. Weather actually hasn't been too terribly bad. We're threatened with this deep cold, well below zero as highs, and then it never materialized, and we were getting, you know, those 14, 15 degree days, below zero at night, but it wasn't that bad.
Right.
We've been really lucky and really fortunate. It's, hit a lot of my friends west a
Mm-hmm.
lot more than it's hit us. We just kind of like, yeah, well, this is January, not a big deal.
Right.
So I have everything set up so that, you know, and I should really take a video of that one day. My geothermal water for my cattle. It's a pretty
Ooh,
cool
that
system.
sounds interesting. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Julie, she for my birthday, she was looking at these heated water bird baths, and she got me a poultry one that's like interesting. I've never seen anything like it before. It can hold 2 gallons of water, and it's got this heating thing underneath. And it's like, whoa, I don't know, some kind of vacuum waterer thing. I don't know. I was like, this seems a little. And it's supposed to be like in a barn or enclosed area away from the elements. So I'm like, yeah, this is not quite the thing. But I would love to see your geothermal operation there, brother.
Yeah, it's literally a insulated tube in the ground, and then it has a little toilet bowl plunge on the top that lets water in whenever it goes down, and then it fills up. And yeah, it's a
Hmm.
pretty cool, pretty neat little system.
How'd you design that? Did you just come up with it, or did you see it on YouTube?
Oh no, it's I bought it like that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
by a company called Corbett.
Oh,
It works great. It doesn't really freeze up that much, and when it does freeze up, I just sit there and go out there and I whack a couple like an inch of ice off the top of it, and cows start drinking, and they're good for the day at least.
yeah, because that's always a struggle on the homestead is how to keep water going for your poultry and for your cows and everything else. So it's a struggle that people talk about, especially on the homesteader chats and all that kind of thing. So
Mhm.
that's good.
Well,
And I have to say, go ahead.
we'll just consider that a win, right?
Yeah, I mean, this little tank heater in the cold plunge tank has been working like a charm, and it's I've had 2 or 3 inches of ice on there, and especially when I came back from vacation because I wasn't going to run that while it was gone, and I turned that thing on, and bam! I mean, it took time, but it thawed out. So it's a really good tool as well. So got to have the right tools to do the job, man. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and can confirm your gift boxes were fantastic. We ate them a lot.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up during our charcuterie board for Christmas. So awesome. It was really good. So if you want to get some great meat, we just ran out of meat sticks too. So talk to this guy. I need to talk to this guy too and order up some meat steaks. So they're delicious.
They're,
Delicious.
they're addictive.
Oh, yeah, they are. Well, let's get into the main topic of the show. We got 17 minutes in already. So shall we jump into it, my friend?
Absolutely. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So, topic is today wins, losses, and lessons learned of 2024.
There were
2024
no
was a good
losses.
year.
There were no failures. It was all just wins, win. All I do is win, baby.
I believe it. I believe it.
With
So
a hat like this.
tell us about one of those wins.
Ooh, yeah. So I would say one of the biggest wins that I had this year was actually for the first time since 2020, having a good a garden that I built and is secure from the deer, and got a really great harvest of tomatoes, zucchini, and basil. What else did I get out of there? Yeah, some cucumbers and some green beans. I mean, it was a great experience again to actually have that garden. I mean, on the farm, I had comfrey, I had asparagus, and I had potatoes. But it was kind of in the process of figuring out how I wanted to do that. Oh, we had apples too in the orchard, but it wasn't like a garden like I've got right now. So that was huge. I mean, since 2020, man, it's hard to run a blog and podcast and videos on gardens and not have anything for almost 4 years. You know what I mean? So that was a huge win. Huge.
Sounds
Very
like
happy. Yeah.
you should be happy.
Mhm.
That's a big one.
Yeah, totally, man.
So
How about you?
my biggest win of 2024 was I grew the business 6 times.
Yeah, that's huge.
Not doubling it, but 6
Yeah,
times.
it's huge.
So it was it took a lot of work,
Mm-hmm.
learned a lot of lessons, but yeah, it was great to sit there and go and get that relief, because it's been a couple years really kind of focusing on this, and then this year go, ah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
success. We're
Mm-hmm.
able to succeed this year, and knowing that if I keep down this route of working hard, hey, it's eventually going to get to where I need it to be, and
Yep.
where I can go and say, all right, I built all this. It's just keep working,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else is success is inevitable.
Right. Oh, that's great, dude. I mean, that's a huge jump, and this is year 3, right?
Year 3,
Year
we're
3.
coming into year number 3.
Okay. I mean, it's really good, dude. Congrats. And you have worked hard. I mean, going to all those farmers markets, I mean, it wears a person down, especially going and people aren't sure. And maybe I'm going to buy some next week. They're at them. I'll be back. And they
Never
don't come
see him
back.
again.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, and this week, I should probably point out, it was one of the biggest losses. Turns out to be one of my biggest wins. 3 years ago on Friday, so it's my anniversary of really going full time in this business. I got laid off on January 10th, a few years ago, and it was one of the hardest things to sit there and go, okay, what do
Yeah.
I do now? And
Yep.
I couldn't do the job anymore. My sciatica was killing me. I was walking around with a cane. My knee was killing me. My ankle was killing me. My everything hurt.
Right.
And I wasn't even 40 yet. I was 39. And to sit there and go, wow, I'm able, what am I going to do? And, having a supportive wife really was a
Mhm.
great thing for me. And she said, hey, we have this business kind of going, kind of the idea. How about you go full time? Just really
Mm.
focus on business to see what you can do. And I'll tell you what, I've become such a better person because of going down this rabbit hole of entrepreneurship.
Right. Yeah. And you know, it really is a shot to your ego, I'm sure, getting laid off. I mean, Jules had that situation happen this year, and it was, I mean, you can tell yourself, well, it wasn't my fault. The company wasn't doing that great, and, they needed to free up some capital and all that stuff. But, the capacity wasn't there, or the sales weren't there, or whatever, but it is a shot to your ego. I mean, this is what you're doing, and this, you believe in it, you believe in the product, and you're working hard, and you've done all these things, and then all of a sudden, boop, see ya. Here's your slip. Good luck.
Right, right. Which really kind of brings us into my second win is I became just so much better at sales. Understanding the customer, listening to the customer, knowing what they're looking for, and being able to provide that information to them in a efficient, quality way. So that was probably my number 2 win of 2024.
That's a good one. And it's different you're going to see a contrast here because you're talking on the business side and I'm talking more about the stuff I got done around here. And then, the podcast, we'll talk about that a little bit too. Because here, I mean, the house and the landscaping was, I mean, you've been here. It's in
Mhm.
really good shape, but it's not, it was pretty, but not functional. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, like a homesteader, what is one of the first things they're going to plant is apple trees or comfrey or rhubarb. Well, we did plant some comfrey, we did plant some rhubarb. We'll see how they do, but part of it was kind of getting a big part of this year was trying to get our arms around what we've got, where things can go. The garden was a big one. Starting to work on our shoreline because it was so overgrown with thistle and vetch and creeping Charlie and that kind of stuff. And then try to put some things in there that not only track the birds, like the hummingbirds and the monarchs. We did have monarchs. I was watching 2 monarch caterpillars right out my window. in the milkweed that was grown there, but to try to grow some things that are functional in there too. There's some asparagus that's buried in some decorative grass. And Julie loves that decorative grass. I could like burn it out of there, but there's asparagus in there, and then we've got comfrey now in there, and there's rhubarb in there, and there's going to be some other things I'm going to add in there to make it not only pretty but attracting pollinators, and then also we can use it too. So it's a win to kind of get some of those noxious things, those invasive things under control, and start to incorporate some things we can use into that area, because that's a growing space too. And we want it to be pretty, but we want it to be functional as well. So
absolutely.
That was a win.
It has to be functional.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
So, all right. Let's see, I really started hitting my stride on the wholesale side, and really knowing. And to be honest with you, it was probably more of a confidence thing than anything else, that I had a quality enough product to go into an actual store, to go in actual grocery stores, because that's one of the things that kind of holds us over when I'm not going to farmers markets, when I'm not doing other winning places. I have to get in front of people. If I'm not in front of people, I'm not selling. So that's one of the ways that we're able to kind of grow, is being at these different grocery stores, butcher shops, and able to get our product in there and sell it. And people are actually buying the product there. So that's a huge confidence booster when you sit there and go, I'm not the one selling it. It's just there. People buy it. They enjoy it. They keep buying it. That's that, because in my head, I'm sitting there like, of course it's excellent. Why wouldn't everyone want, why wouldn't I want everyone to try this?
I know. Yeah. I mean, it's really funny because, I was sitting here and I gave some of these to a friend down in Lake City, and I'm like, hey, have you put these out yet? Have your birds had it? They love it, right? And she's like, well, I haven't quite gotten there yet. It's really busy.
It takes 2 minutes.
But they're good enough to eat, man. I mean, I'm tempted to eat these damn things, right? And it's where we're at, versus where somebody else is at. And then she's got stuff going on, and she's like, can you share this? Can you share that? Can you share this thing over here and come? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Did you put the suet out yet? Did it work?
All right, Tom.
It's kind of like you saying, did you try the pork yet? The pulled pork. And I'm like, it's in my freezer at the moment. So it's like, let's go. Get on that.
Pitter patter. Come on, let's get at
it.
Right? Yeah. So I'm going to challenge you to, I want to see Tom take a nice big bites out of the spicy one. I want you to prove to me that it's spicy.
It's not that spicy, but it's got birdseed in it, dude. So I mean, it doesn't have any mealworms or anything like that, but it is birdseed. So
do I need to come up there and try it for you?
Seriously, really? I don't see anybody in the chat saying that, so we're not doing that yet.
Well, we have 4 people there. Someone wants to help me out here. I want to see Tom try his spicy birdseed suet. We don't need a lot of people to do this.
Yeah, no, I think that's really key, and it's a good thing that you are a good communicator. I mean, obviously, we've done 13 shows together, and you've been on the podcast a few other times, and you've run stuff on that other. Oh geez, Lisa, look at you go. That's a biased opinion right there. That's biased. So but it's good that you are getting in front of people and making those sales, and then also your connections with the it's also good you're making the connections with the you sucker, with the economic groups, the Okachi folks and all that as well. So that's, I'm sure that you got other things down the way. So for me, just coming up to this point, it almost feels like we're coming over the edge. We're coming up to the edge to start this roller coaster ride, of having a product, couple different products, whether it's the barrel gardens, because that was another one of my wins is kind of come up with the design, putting it together, having it all set, having it ready for my mom for Christmas. I mean, I built 2 and, I got some ideas for making improvements. And, it feels like kind of coming up probably right where you were. And then you had a big push over that edge, and I'm coming up to that. And it's not going to be a full-time thing. It's going to be more of a side hustle to me. But getting to this point of actually looking over the edge going, okay, is anybody going to like this? So that's kind of where I'm at. And it's a win to get to that point, right?
Well, it definitely takes a little bit of trust in yourself that you know what you're doing. Come on. Maybe you should do it on a video. Everyone should see this. Just think about it. All focus on it, dwell on it, make yourself go crazy. It'll be fine.
It does smell really good, though. I mean, it smells like, instead of change out the birdseed for like little chocolates and oh, it'd be freaking good. Really good, man. So I think that's another piece too, because for years, I mean, literally years, I have been sitting there going, what am I going to do with this? I mean, even last night we were texting about a theoretical podcaster that was theoretically opening a store online and trying to sell some of these things. Is that a good idea? What would that theoretical person, should he stick with the brand or should he put it under a different name? And, all these things come into your brain. You think about them, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what the most successful people in the world do?
They just do it.
They make decisions and they just do it. Worst case scenario, you change it later.
Yeah, true. Good point, brother.
You're overthinking it. I think way too much. Do something cool. Tell people about it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Do something cool. I think your suet cakes, that's doing something cool. So you already put in a win in for 2025. Love to hear that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I am right up to the edge in Etsy. I just have to take some good photos and then we're live and ready to go. So we're right there. So, which is cool. Mm-hmm. 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 So then we'll add some other things once we get going.
There you go. So, let's see. I started making things more efficient. That's one of my wins,
Yes.
Once you get things going, it starts getting more complicated and you got to make things more efficient. And I learned a lot about things not to do, but let's make things more efficient. That's what we got to do,
Right.
So.
Yeah. And were you going to add on to that?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, well, this is something I've been talking about a few years, especially with Jules. When we were going to build the house, and even here, on the farm, we couldn't really, just with the age of things and the infrastructure in place, we would have had to invest a lot. But Jack Spirko talks about a lot systems thinking. Right? Think in systems, make it easy on yourself. Don't make it so complicated where you're wasting all your time. Is precious. It's our most precious resource. And if you're spending an hour, example for you, if you're spending like an hour and a half tearing down your booth, that's time where you're not spending with your family or moving to the next farmer's market or making a delivery. You're fiddle farting with that stuff. Here, I would agree. There is, the wicking beds is one of those things that is a huge efficiency thing for me because I travel and I'm not expecting Jules to go out there and water my stuff, and one of the drawbacks I saw, and maybe it's a loss that we'll be talking about, was the hybrid rain gutter grow system. It's basically a table and you have about a ½ inch of water in there. But when it's super hot out, like we had, and I'm traveling in California, that water is gone, and suddenly cucumbers, which are 100% water, or even green beans or cherry tomatoes, they're going, I need water, and nobody's there, right? I should have told Jules to go and put water in that damn thing, but it's systems thinking. that is why I'm changing over to these barrels to make it more efficient. I can have a bigger water reservoir on there, and the plants are just going to grow. And I don't have to sit there and water it. Jules doesn't have to sit there and water it. It's efficient, and that's key. We're all busy. We need efficiency.
Well, yeah, you need to be more efficient and make those systems. And then what happens? What are you giggling at? Hey.
Well, I really like this comment. This is really good. I like this. Boiled that down. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to do that. So we've I don't know about you, but I've been involved with people that have very complicated systems, and you spend so much time burning hours, minutes trying to do something because they have certain ways and certain methods. And another great example of that is trying to find a bolt or a screw. You need that certain bolt or screw. You're looking through all that junk in your workbench, and you can't find it, and you're burning time and effort, and frustration is building. And it's like, you finally go to the store and buy it, and then 5 minutes later you find it, and you're like, oh, geez, what efficiency.
Yeah, you sound like every single guy.
Yeah, what's this?
Hey,
this is not efficient. This is
who wants to see Tom eat one of his soon-to-be famous?
We did not say eat. We said take a bite. You said take a bite.
Take a bite, and then you're going to eat it. It's birdseed. What's so wrong about it? Make sure you
high
wash
quality birdseed, actually.
Yeah, well, high quality. See, you're just talking yourself right into this. Maybe next week. Maybe next week, Tom's going to sit there right here.
It's a conspiracy. The anarchy guy, person, we don't know, making a judgment here. Anarchy person is making some, is agreeing with you, and foolish.
Yep. I think he's a smart guy, personally.
We're making an assumption. Could be it's a person. We don't know.
So do we want to go with continue on with our wins, or should
yes,
we
absolutely
get some losses in there?
A couple more. I've got one or two more. How about you?
All right. Yeah, I got another one.
Okay.
So building a customer base.
This is good. Perfect.
I built a larger customer base. We probably think we did 3 or 4 times the email list. The email list is key to have. It's important to have the email list and get people writing off and checking the email list and stuff. So yeah, the email list we grew that, but the customer base in general really grew, and I'm really really happy about that. I'm starting to get some consistent customers where they call me up at least once a month. Even now, they're calling me up. Hey, Adam, we need this, we need that, we need some steaks, we need some chicken, we need some pork chops. We need a couple pounds of bacon, and I provide that for them. Yeah. So it's been really exciting, and that's, I consider, a huge win to have a consistent customer.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I will dovetail onto that too. I think just talking about the podcast and YouTube here, I mean, probably the high watermark for me was 2019, where it was banging, and we had really good listeners. I mean, there's shows that had 5,000 to 6,000 people have listened to those. And then 2020 happened with leaving North Minneapolis for reasons and selling that place and moving into then we got into the COVID time, and then moving to the farm, and then the whole, all the things that happened at the farm and in our lives, and then moving out of there. I mean, really looking at the numbers, I mean, where we're at now, I mean, I'm matching 2022. So 2 years ago, 2023 was a real trough because I only did 7 shows, right? We were moving and doing all the things. And, it is nice to see the numbers starting to come back up, and I've had more visitors, more listens, more downloads than we have in 2022, which is great. The YouTube numbers are great. We got over 120 new subscribers, and really need to concentrate more on that. But then, like, views, like 34,000 views. That's a lot of people, dude. Right? And almost 600 likes and 40 comments and 220 shares. I mean, when you start to do this stuff and you're like, that's more than that's like a small stadium of people. Think about that. That's crazy, and they're listening to us talk. And I really have to say thank you, because doing this live stream, it showed me the value of doing it on YouTube. It's also fun, and sharing some of these articles or pictures or videos like we just showed. Yeah, Lisa's absolutely right. It's a city, 30,000 people. I mean, that's a big city. It's like a huge mega church, right? And it's really fun. And so thank you for getting me doing this, because I was like, I don't know if I should do this. And I'm like, now I should do this every time. And I've linked up the podcast, and I've got all kinds of stuff linked up now, and even the website, just to brag a little bit, because it's my show. Up here, I figured this out this weekend, so it's a 2025 win. But you can go, instead of having a page where I'm entering all of this data, this is directly linked it up to the RSS feed. So it's just popping these podcasts in. I don't have to rewrite things, right? Or like the YouTube. I mean, I've hooked up the channel to the site. So we are right here, right? And you can see all the shorts, all that stuff, and no work. I mean, we're efficiency, right? And we're reaching more people doing this. So it's going to help you. It's going to help me. It's good. So thank you.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. This is the beautiful thing about teams.
Yeah.
This is a team here. We're working together. This is something I wanted to do because I was inspired by a good friend of mine, Shannon. And Shannon, he's a guy. Okay, there's a guy named Shannon. I know, little weird, right?
That's all right.
Yeah,
no judgment.
Oh, okay.
I'm wearing a hat, a funny hat and shades earlier. I mean, come on. Did you see my outfit last time we were podcasting?
Yeah, I try to forget. But nonetheless, like, trying to do something positive, and truthfully told, we're doing this for us.
Yeah.
To sit there and go, hey, let's start our week on a positive note. Do something, that makes us a better person.
Right.
Builds, grows. And if we can kind of bunch of people to watch us and sit there and go and make their life better too, that's a total flip and win in my book.
That's right.
To just get people motivated. That's why we chose Mondays, right? Because Mondays are that we want to be that bright spot in someone's Monday,
Right.
So hopefully we make someone giggle and someone laugh. And
I don't know how we couldn't. I mean, look at you. And
I mean, we're beautiful. Look at us. We're beautiful. Yeah.
Born to be alive. Yes. Yeah. Any more wins, or should we jump into losses? Because we are at 43 minutes already.
Let's go.
We didn't have any losses or failures, or whatever we want to call it. Yeah.
So when it comes to losses, I'm a bit of an optimist, so it was really difficult for me to come up with true losses. I actually had to go to my wife Lisa and go, honey, I can't think of any losses here, because the way I typically look at losses as lessons learned, right?
Yeah.
And it's if you get over losses, you can do a lot better in business. So that's one of the things, is you can't dwell on all the losses.
Right.
But I do have some losses. Here's I got a few of them written down. So I bought this trailer, right?
Oh yeah. The food truck trailer.
The food truck trailer.
Okay.
It's a cool setup and everything. The problem with the trailer is, I'm like, oh, when I saw it, there's a little rotted spot here. I just need to fix this and fix that, and it'll be fine.
Right.
Turns out that this trailer is not built like any other trailer that I ever worked with. So I have some issues with it that I have to find creative ways to fix.
Oh boy.
So that was one of the losses. I didn't understand what I was buying, and it's going to cost me a little bit more to fix it and get it up and going. That kind of goes into another kind of loss. So the idea to buy the trailer was for the food truck.
Right.
And there's going to be some interesting things of how the food truck moves forward, when it moves forward. Are we going to move forward with the food truck? We have some other good news coming up here that I'm going to keep you on the hook for. That it's like, do we direct our money to the food truck, or do we direct our money to these other probably a little bit higher value for in the short term, being that my friend that was going to run the food truck, she said, I can't do it this year. I'll do it next year.
In 26?
In 26. Now, she would help me with it in the short term, but there's so much that goes into it. Trying to, if I find the right sequence of events, maybe we can make something happen when 2026 or 2025 to make it run. But otherwise, it was going to be one of those things where it's like, I need you working on this truck 5 days a week minimum, where she could only commit to like 2, and those are Mondays and Tuesdays. So I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work out, and do I need to put my money in that position? So
right.
We have a trailer that needs repairs that I need to fix in order to move forward to do this. So that's going to be a big dilemma here in the future.
Sure.
That's tomorrow's problem. Today, we're having fun.
I mean, would it make sense to sell that trailer and kind of maybe get a little better one, or something where you didn't have to invest a lot of money or that kind of money and effort into, while the other situation kind of, I mean, this is not really food truck season unless you're down in Austin, Texas. We went to one down there and it was delicious, but I'm sure these are all things you rolling down in your conversations with your ultimate business partner, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of things that can be done, that will be done, and just it's kind of like more or less one step at a time. Let's keep our focus, and that's part of one of the, I guess, I'll go lesson learned real quick here. When you're in business and you have to fix and build one thing first, get that going, and then you can move on to other things. So if you're splitting yourself in 2 different positions without having the first base up and going, is only going to lead to headaches and problems and heartaches and tears. So we have to find ways to totally nail down. I'm pretty darn close, but probably nail down the first thing, which is the meat business, direct sales, wholesale, get that figured out. And then I can add on to that, because the food truck's going to be a great asset to it, because guess what? That's advertisement. That's products.
A regular customer.
I can be my own best customer. That'd be great, right?
Yeah, right.
But I there's not enough time in the day for me to do both of those.
Right.
So I have to focus on and be a leader on the one I have.
Yeah. I think that's another, the timing of things, right? That's another one of these global lessons that applies to business, and it'll apply to gardening too, and where the two combine. Because, one of the things that I tried to do this year was to go big. I mean, really big with seedlings, and I had a ton. And it was I mean, I don't know. It was a weird seedling year for me anyway. I've never had a seedling year like this. And I don't know if it was the way things were transplanted or just the weird year it was, the early season, or just the way I was managing my seedlings. But man, they struggled this year. And I was going big because I wanted to have extras to sell. And it got to a point where I was like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to put my name out there on this. This product isn't, I wouldn't want to buy this. So I'm not going to try to sell it, so it was a waste of seed. It was a waste of soil. So, it's the timing of things, and starting at the right time and transplanting at the right time and having it all ready. And it's almost like, everybody, I mean, Amy Dingman from A Farmer's Kind of Life, she was just talking about, she was at a store and oh, it's the seeds. All the seeds are there and all the seed starting kits are there. It's a little too early. It's too early, right? You got to wait a little bit. You got to be patient. And then the early season, you start transplanting and then you're ready and you get those first couple nice days in April. And you're like, oh, I'm going to get these in the ground. It's time. It's time. And it's like, no, you got to wait because you're going to get that frost and it's going to kill them all, So it's, again, patience early on. And then there's a point where you're late in the season and it's like, okay, you got to, don't wait because you got to pick the stuff. You got to process the stuff. You got to eat the stuff. You got to give the stuff away or sell it or whatever you're doing. So there's a kind of a hurry up, right? And then there's another time where you're waiting again. It's all the timings of things. So if you're trying to plant comfrey in mid-October, might not be a good plan because it's going to freeze, right? So there's just the timing of things. You have to look at the timing, and it's you're kind of the same boat with your food truck. I think it's all timing.
Yeah. Yep. It's timing and who has the energy to put forth to that, so that all plays into it. But we'll figure some stuff out, and the food truck will happen. It may be another year. It may be at the end of summer. It may be all of a sudden opportunity comes up and we'll just be doing it, so there's a lot of opportunities there. Just got to figure some stuff out first.
So you wouldn't replace your booth with the food truck. That's not probably an option for you. Okay. Because you're probably making enough sales of meat product. You don't want to just, here's a $5 thing or a $6 thing. You want to sell the $20 thing over here.
Right. Right. It's I'm not going to be selling steaks off the food truck. Right. Maybe prime rib sandwiches. Ooh. But not steak.
Delicious. Absolutely. Cool. Any other tips or losses, my friend?
Yeah, I got a couple. I had
begrudgingly
an issue with a customer not paying. A wholesale customer wasn't paying, and it wasn't because she didn't want to pay.
Mm-hmm.
She got herself into a situation where she didn't have the money to pay, and I wasn't paying attention. I was putting her in a worse situation because I wasn't paying attention to my part of it. Like all of a sudden I was, holy cow, there's a lot of money there. And I just assumed that she was paying and she wasn't. And it's unfortunate. Like you said, she made a mistake on a couple of things on her end. I made a mistake on a couple of things on my end. And instead of me sitting there going, you owe me money, I'm taking you to courts.
Yeah.
I stopped, said, hey, what's going on here? Are we going to be able to fix this? How can we fix this? Are you going to continue on? Because it was a lot. And I was sitting there almost thinking I wasn't going to get paid. There was that scary part, like, oh, I might be out tens of thousands of dollars, and so I was like, okay, where are we? What can I do to help you out? Because I want to see you successful, because if you're successful, I'm successful, and vice versa. Let's see what we can do. And so instead of getting all huffy, which I'm very proud of myself for, that's definitely a win. I said, was calm about it. But that did make us bounce a couple checks,
Hmm.
and we had to, clean that up. I had to
Right.
do an extra time driving product around that I wasn't planning on driving around, and it just turned into headaches and heartaches. But we're past it. I now know better to watch how my customers are paying, making sure they're paying, and then going before moving forward with more product and go,
Hmm.
okay, what's happening? Because that would
Right.
protect me. And that's what I
Right.
have to do is I have to protect myself and my business first. So it was an unfortunate situation, but definitely learned a couple lessons out of it. And truth be told, uh, she's a great person,
Hmm.
and we actually both became stronger and better at our businesses because of it.
That's cool. That's good, man. And I know that was tricky and tough and living on the edge, and nobody wants to do that. And I would say that translate into some of my lessons learned in the garden too. It's about paying attention, right? And a great example of this, a couple of great examples. One, my cucumbers were just stalled. And this is a small scale versus a business, right? This is small scale stuff where your cucumbers are stalled, your cherry tomatoes are stalled. And those are the bullies of the garden. I mean, they get huge, right? And they're not growing. I'm like, what the green beans are kind of like, not growing and not putting on fruit. It's like, what is the deal here? And it was crappy soil. And the other problem was I had a decorative maple tree that the previous owner had planted too close to everything, too close to a spruce tree. And uh, man, I cut that thing down, and it was like, oh, the gates of heaven opened and the light shined down, and man, we were off to the races. And that's all it took was just that little thing. And I'm going to address the soil thing. Have all new good soil, good compost. Taking a shortcut and not paying attention and not taking action soon enough, it gets you in trouble. And granted, I've just got cucumbers. You don't have tens of thousands of dollars on the line here in your
Mm-hmm.
potential business and your checking account and your credit score and all that stuff. I mean, that's a lot, but it's
Right.
amazing how a cucumber can translate to a meat business. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Whether it's a little cucumber or
Mm-hmm.
a meat business or, your house, whatever, you have to pay attention to things that are going around you, on around you, and don't put things off and just be aware. So it's a big lesson to learn. Fortunately, we got out of that lesson with very minimal loss, and we keep moving forward.
Right. Or like Boeing using toothpaste instead of caulk and the right bolts, right? Around a door. Who knew? Past inspection. I don't know.
It's not rocket science. It's
Right.
airplanes.
It's right. It's airplanes. They go up, they fly, they come down. Easy. Maybe. It's not a cucumber.
So I think the biggest lesson is this year is don't be afraid to invest in yourself this year.
That's a good one.
I took a risk. I learned a lot. I took a job at a grocery store selling meats, as at the butcher shop at a grocery store. So I understood things. So it wasn't about making money when I in my slow period. It was about learning some good products, learning how to work with people, learning what my customers would want. So that really was a great investments this year in myself. And don't be afraid to spend money to make money. You have to invest money into it, invest money into yourself,
Yeah.
invest in that education, whether it's an online course, whether it's just sitting there for a day and watching some YouTube videos. YouTube University is great. It
Yeah.
really is. And don't anyone that says it isn't, they whatever. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
Right. Yeah, and you're absolutely right about that, investing and stuff. I mean, this was a nice little fun guy that we're going to add to the mix. It's a nice little that was my Christmas present there, kind of my birthday present too. So, well, new technology. I would agree totally about that. I mean, learning, just these plugins. I mean, the only reason that I started looking for that plugin to put on the website is I saw Nicole Sauce from Living Free in the Tennessee. She had a third site. She's got her coffee and her website, and then she's got her own personal site for her professional speaking. And she had a plug-in there from Libsyn. I was like, she's got every podcast on there. I want that because I'm tired of typing this stuff in and forgetting for a week or two, and then all of a sudden it's right there. So that, just looking around and seeing what other people are doing, spending that time instead of just bing, 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 doing all the different things. That getting better with the technology, understanding it more, doing some more research, that's huge. I mean, I'm sure there's steps that I'm missing for even posting YouTubes. I mean, or YouTube videos. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, should have more actually than over 2,000, subscribers. So what am I doing wrong and how can I improve that? That's something that's on my list as we go forward here too. And I think one of the big tips too is being consistent, spending the time to learn and then being consistent and disciplined to, if it's every day you're doing this, then every day you're doing this and some way, somehow get it out there and keep going. I mean, one might tank, one might go viral. Who knows, and just keep going. I think that's one of the biggest lessons for me as well.
Absolutely. No, I think that's solid advice. So, well, what are you doing this week, Tom?
Well, I'm working on Etsy and working on suet cakes.
Is that a spicy one?
It is, and it's actually not too spicy. Maybe that's why the squirrels were eating it. Oh, wait, there, it's kicking. Mm-hmm. I did it, but I did take a bite.
Well, you're going to have to do it again and take a video of it, or you're going to have to take that cut a couple of videos, put them together, so.
It's actually kind of tasty.
I bet you it is. So good, you can even eat it.
I know, right? Tommy's Cakes. Oh, my God. Yes.
It just writes itself.
Oh, my God. That's so good.
Hopefully someone else saw that.
My gosh.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. That makes me feel good.
I can taste the cayenne. Yep, there she is. Yep, I can taste the cayenne. Mm-hmm. Tommy's Cakes. Perfect.
I like it.
We come up with the craziest stuff when we do this, man. The one more thing, or it's all about the flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe I ate the damn thing.
I wasn't sure you were going to do it either, but okay. Good job. I'm proud of you.
It's actually kind of tasty. If I put some chocolate in there and not the birdseed, it'd be a really good bar, actually.
How about some sunflower seeds? Some sunflower seeds, maybe some millet or something like that. There's definitely, you could do all the equivalents.
So there's sunflower seeds in here. There is raisins in this one. There is some millet in here. There's oats. There's some lard, peanut butter. Some peanuts are in there as well. Whole peanuts. So yeah,
it's
man.
A protein bar.
Oh yeah, it's a protein bar. Absolutely.
I don't know why it was such a big deal not to eat it.
Well, you're getting over the hump of, okay, I'm going to eat a suet cookie, a suet bar, a Tommy's Cakes.
Tommy's Cakes. There you go.
Oh, my God. Bada boom, bada bing, you come up with these ideas. So actually what I'm doing this week is I am making a mold. Most of the industry standard is, it appears to be a 4x4, 4-inch by 4-inch square of suet. These are actually the size of bars of soap. So I want a 4x4 mold to match industry standards. And yes, I could use the plastic that I could get at the store and all that stuff. But I want my own mold. So I'm going to make silicone molds to make this because it's so easy to pop these in and out of this mold, of these molds. So I want that for a bigger suet cake. So that's something I've been learning, watching videos. Now I got to go get the materials and make this happen. So
very cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this.
Eat one on the channel and put it up on the Etsy site, right?
Absolutely.
How about you? What's going on with you? Are you eating suet cakes?
No. I'm just going to be doing my carnivore diet. I'll be just eating meats. We'll leave the seeds out of it. Well, I'll eat the suets, just not any of the other stuff.
No, there's no insects in this. So if anybody's like, oh my God, he's eating grub worms or something. No, there's no insects in there. It's all just seeds and stuff. So good stuff. Do cool.
So yeah, this week, just have to, got a side job I got to do tomorrow. And then later on this week, let's see, I don't even know what the chili cook-off. I almost forgot about the chili cook-off.
Oh, yeah.
Or not the chili cook-off. I already won the chili cook-off.
Yes.
We're doing a chili feed at the Dousman House right over here in Dousman, Wisconsin. It is going to be some delicious chili. I won 2 years in a row, won the Dousman chili cook-off. It's my smoked barbecue brisket chili.
Ooh.
Obviously made with my meats.
Yes. Delicious, dude. So is the other competitors, are they going to be up there and trying to uncover all of your ingredients and try to beat you? No, it's just you, right?
Yep, just me. I'll be selling bowls of chili. All the proceeds go to the local ATV club.
Cool. Nice.
So that we can keep building the ATV club, doing some cool stuff with that. We will have, I'm sure I'll have a few of my competitors there because
that's what they do. They're trying to scope on you and see what these special ingredients are.
Truth be told, one of my competitors is actually hosting. So the Dousman House lost to me, and he's a gracious loser. And he said, "You know what? You had a damn good chili. Yeah, you're gonna bring a bunch of people into my establishment to spend money on drinks and have fun. Oh, heck yeah, come on over, Adam." So it's a big team effort. A great guy. So I'm very, very happy that he was willing to, even though he lost, he goes, "Hey, at least I lost to a really damn good recipe."
Nice. That's good. That's good. Now, did any of those people have noodles with their chili? The church or the Dousman House?
I don't know. I didn't.
You don't serve with chili noodles with your chili, do you?
No, but I do put beans in there.
Oh yeah, that beans, yes.
Yeah. Totally. Okay. Yeah. Well, so I've been told that beans is wrong too. That what I really have is taco soup.
What?
Whatever. But no, I don't put any noodles in it. But we do have, it's a very meaty chili. I didn't get to try anyone else's chili. I was so busy working that day selling my products.
You were so busy winning, you didn't have time to try these inferior chilies, man. You were just winning.
I tried one other chili, and it was good. No, I tried two other chilies. They were good, but they were just the ones right next to me. That's all I got a chance to do.
Gotcha. Cool. How many chilies total were in there in the competition?
I want to say there was like 14, 15 chilies.
Ooh, that's pretty cool, dude. That's awesome. Award-winning chili.
Yep. 2 years in a row I won.
No, you wouldn't, if the future, I love it when Lisa chimes in. So you wouldn't do chili in said food truck, would you? Or would you ever do that?
Yeah, I would consider doing chili at the food
Okay.
truck.
Okay.
Yeah, there's my food truck would basically mostly be based on smash burgers.
Yep.
That would be the base, but I would love to have, so a couple of the ideas I had was barbecued lollipop chicken. You ever had lollipop chicken?
No.
So it's you take the drummy,
Hmm.
you smoke it, and you French the bones. So the bones your stick, and you push all the meat down to the end there, so you have like a big round
No way.
chunk of meat at the
Hmm.
very end of it, and oh, it's delicious.
Hmm.
It's kind of like a fancy way to eat wings.
Fancy. Yes, fancy
Um,
with pinkies out as we eat
oh,
our wings. Yes.
absolutely, yes. You can also do. I'd probably be thinking about doing some wings, prime rib sandwiches.
Mm,
Take some animals that I felt don't quite deserve to be steaks, don't quite
sure.
deserve to go home with one of my customers. They can be done as a smoked prime rib
Mm.
and then sliced and then put on a
Oof,
sandwich.
that sounds
And
freaking
it's
good.
amazing. It
Now
really
I'm
is amazing.
starving, dude. Now I'm starving. And you could have, Tommy cakes on the side. Oh my god.
Cracking yourselves up, aren't we?
And yes, I am. Yes, I am.
So we got a lot of cool ideas on how
Cool.
the food truck can go and what we
Yeah.
can do with it. But we have to figure out a couple things first. So little by
Yeah.
little, we're
Little
moving
by little.
forward.
Yep. It's the game is usually won by inches, not by massive chunks. Those are always great to get, but it's
Mhm.
always, if you watch any of those football games yesterday, it's usually a game of inches. So I know
Yep.
ugly, ugly games, really ugly. Cool, dude. So we both have a full schedule. We got a lot of stuff going on. I think it's exciting.
Well, I'm excited to see what 2025 is going to bring us, what we can bring to 2025, and to be able to hang out with a few of the people that help us along this
Yeah,
journey as we go.
absolutely. And we do appreciate the folks that have stopped in and listened to the show, watched the show, the people that will be listening, because this does become the podcast episode for the week, the main podcast episode. And we do appreciate you all. The audience is growing, so it's fun to see that as well. So you can always catch us Monday, 7:30 Central, here on the Small Scale Life YouTube channel, and maybe we'll have to do one on Adam's YouTube channel. That'd be kind of fun. We'll have to check and see if we can do that on yours, because there are rules about audience and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's fun to get interactions with people. It's fun to play off of those interactions. So, folks, you need to tune in 7:30 Central and go to the Dousman House to get some awesome chili. When is that again?
It's Saturday, starting at 1:00. You can come over, grab yourself a bowl of chili. We'll have all the fixings there. We will probably also have little 1-pound containers of deli containers, so you can take some chili home with you.
Nice, man. I need to get my hands on some of that. Do you need tickets or anything, or do you just show up and do your thing?
First come, first serve, and come early so it runs till it runs out.
Nice, awesome. Well, that'll be fun. Got to take some pictures for that, dude, or have Lisa do
Definitely,
it.
definitely.
Cool. Well, for all your meat, all your good, yummy stuff, talk to Mr. Adam. Adam, where are you at? Where can we find you?
You can find me at amodernfrontier.com. And we actually just did some updates to the website. We're still working on some cool stuff with it. So good stuff's coming. And please be patient with us. If you have any questions, call, text, email, yell really loud, and I'll do my best to help you out.
Absolutely. And it's really good stuff. We really appreciate the things that we've ordered from Modern Frontier from Adam and Lisa. So it's been really good. So again, I'm Tom from Small Scale Life, smallscalelife.com. The podcast is everywhere, YouTube, of course. And we'll be back real soon with me
and Adam.
Remember to learn, do, grow, be a little better every day, and we'll see you real soon. Take care, everybody. Oop. Forgot the wrong button. Here we go. All right. We'll see you real soon, everybody. Gotta know the buttons.